there. Welcome back to another episode of I Am Not Naming This Podcast. I hope that you are feeling fantastic and ready to tune in because I have a special episode for you. Let's dive in, shall we? If you listened to the last episode, then you are probably asking yourself what went wrong, as I hinted to it at the end of that episode. I was in LA for a summit, and I am getting ready for it, and I decide to check my email. See, when I check my email, usually it leads to, responses, other work. And before I knew it, it was minutes before I was supposed to be at the summit. And so then I'm like, okay, now I'm in rush mode, which is not fun because it's a lot of frantic energy, right? I like calm energy. So I'm rushing because I'm like, I came all the way here to actually be at the summit, not to miss it. So anyway, I am quickly getting ready and I'm just thinking, I knew I shouldn't have checked my email, but that's neither here nor there because it was already done. And I am leaving to get in the elevator, right? So I'm waiting and you know that feeling of, you have to be somewhere. So everything's moving in slow motion. Yeah, it was one of those. And so I felt like I was waiting for that elevator for 5 minutes, but I wasn't really. Anyway, elevator opens and this woman walks out and she compliments my outfit. So I'm automatically like, girl, I see you. I appreciate you. I'm like, it's already worth it being right here in this moment because I get to meet her. So anyway, she passes by. I get in the elevator and I'm ready to like press the door close button. Like I'm on the move. I need to go. Right. But then I looked and I saw that the lobby button was pressed and she's out of the elevator. She's the only one who was in there. And so I automatically think she thinks that this is the lobby and that's where she was trying to go, right? And so I had a moment where like instead of pressing the door close, I pressed the door open because I'm like, that's annoying, right? Like everyone's done that at some point and then you have to wait for the elevator again. It's a whole process that we just don't need anyone to go through, especially when I already knew that she was headed to the wrong place. So I hold the door and I take a breath and I'm like, Chernice, you don't need to rush this much that you can't hold the elevator for someone. So I was like, excuse me, and I got her to come back and told her that this was the wrong floor. Then we're in the elevator and she starts talking to me. She's like, oh my goodness, are you going to Cathy Heller's event? And I'm like, yes, actually I am. That's the summit that I was talking about. And so we're instantly friends. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going. In fact, like I'm about to call a ride. So I'm happy to have you join me. And she was like, oh, don't even worry about it. I already have a car and they're waiting outside. So why don't you just come with me? And I am pausing here for a dramatic effect. I just want to make sure that you don't miss it. Do you see what just happened? I was so concerned about being late until I realized that I am always in the right place at the right time and things are just working the way that they should be working, right? Doesn't mean I should be late all the time, no. But what it does mean is that there was a bigger purpose for my tardiness in that moment. And the fact that I didn't let that completely derail the day and I decided to embrace it, right? And take time to still notice someone and have conversation with someone, right? Like find that connection, which is what I had spent the whole prior day doing. It's what this whole trip was about. The fact that I meet this new friend, we're going to the same place and the car's right there waiting for us. And it was a black car, mind you. Okay. I'm doing a hair flip. You can't see it, but I'm doing it. So it's just nice when you meet amazing people and it's nice when things fall into place, even though it wasn't exactly what we had planned, because maybe the idea is that we don't have to plan every single moment of every single day. And instead, we can allow things to happen in a very genuine, beautiful way. And we can just be available to receive that. And I say that because who we are and who we're becoming are things that are really worth paying attention to. And then fast forward, we have a great conversation on the way to the summit. And then later on in the day, who sits right next to me? I mean, I can't make this up. I really cannot. She sat right next to me, like my elevator friend. Maybe that's what I can call her. I'm going to tell her she has a nickname now. My elevator friend sits right next to me. We have a full conversation, and we were doing an interactive portion of the seminar. So we then became accountability partners. This all happened because I decided to step away from the hustle and bustle, relax, and talk to someone else and ensure that they were okay. That's how it all started. This is how it goes, my friends. This is how it goes. So no stress. If you can walk away with anything, it's that the unplanned is sometimes incredibly beautiful and the stress just isn't worth it. Have you had a time where you have felt that instant chemistry with someone and you became lifelong friends? I would love to hear your thoughts on this and what things have happened to you that exhibited such synchronicity that you couldn't plan it and you were so glad that you couldn't plan it. Tell me about it. Talking to you is one of my favorite parts of the week. I hope you got something out of this episode today. If you'd like to help more people find I Am Not Naming This Podcast by Chernice, you can do so by subscribing and leaving a review. Also, feel free to share with a friend or family member.